Hello, everybody. This is Andrew with Creative Community Solutions. And as you're aware in the press and media end, we periodically get a chance to talk with people who are doing some definitely positive and creative things across the board. So whether it's in arts and entertainment, community and nonprofits, college and professional sports, government and politics, and other topics, we would definitely appreciate you taking time to watch and read, but also our guests. So, of course, to stay connected, visit acenortonccs.com, click on the menu for articles and coverage, and you'll find the article there. Creative Community Solutions LLC on Facebook and YouTube, so that way you can see the full conversation as well as the smaller segments. Ace Norton CCS on Instagram and Twitter, and we will also have this available on LinkedIn and Medium. So as some of you may be aware, 2026 not only is an even number year, but it is an election year. And I'm so grateful to have the opportunity to talk with a candidate for public office. Could you please let us know who you are?
Hello, everybody. I am Ramona Toole, and I'm running for Gwinnett County Superior Court Judge.
Okay, well, Ms. Toole, before we dive into your campaign, of course, people always like to get a point of reference. Give people a point of reference of where you are based out of, and if you could, a little bit about your legal background and expertise.
Cool. So I'm based out of Snellville, Georgia, which is in Gwinnett County. I have been a resident of Gwinnett County since 2002. I am an attorney, and I have been an attorney in Georgia for over 22 years. I started out as an assistant solicitor of traffic court in the city of Atlanta, where we prosecuted traffic offenses and we had bench trials. We did have jury trials, but I didn't get an opportunity to do a bench trial there. Later, I did child support enforcement. And then I was with the Fulton County District Attorney's Office and I started prosecuting felonies. I actually tried my first felony um, jury trial in 2008. It was an armed robbery, co-defendant armed robbery case. So that was my first jury trial. I was in the Fulton County District Attorney's Office until January 2016. And then I went to the Gwinnett County District Attorney's Office, and I was there for 5 years. And I continued to try complex felony cases, uh, vehicular homicides, drugs, robberies, child molestations. Those are some of the cases I tried. And then in 2021, I went back to Fulton County under the leadership of Fonnie Willis, where I am one of her deputy district attorneys. I'm a supervisor. I run her diversion program, and I do her expungement program as well, and then other supervisory duties. So I've been in the courtroom for 22 years now.
Wow, so over 20 years of experience, not only trial, research, diversion, you've covered a little bit of everything. So, having covered a little bit of everything regarding the aspects of, let's say, the legal field and the legal environment, walk through with us how did you know that running for the particular office you're running for, that was whether you're calling or the next step or just even being deeper ingrained in really, as a public servant?
So people laugh, and I actually did a career day yesterday, and the kids didn't believe me. But I made this decision in the eighth grade. I came from a family. My mother's a wonderful mother. We were just in the circumstances where there were domestic violence and a lot of things that was going on in the homes. And I remember in eighth grade, my civics teacher who taught me about how a bill becomes a law and how the government works, he took us on a field trip, and I met a Black female judge. Now, at that time, that wasn't the case. You didn't see that a lot in Birmingham. So that was a big deal for me. And so when I sat back and I told her my story, she said, well, why don't you become an attorney so that you can have the opportunity to protect children and keep them safe? So I said, you know what? Bet that's what I'm going to do. Then there was another opportunity where my family and I had an opportunity to be in front of a court, and the judge dismissed me, just dismissed me. I wasn't relevant. I wasn't important, didn't care. And I said, okay, I'm going to be an attorney for a while. And then one day I'm going to be a judge. And I'm going to be a better judge to the world than that particular judge was to me. And so as I developed as a prosecutor and an attorney and from three different circuits, I've seen great judges, great judges. And then I've seen some judges that weren't so great. And I see how I can add to it and how I can take my training and my experience and my passion and my compassion and how I can add it to the bench and how I could take the bench to a higher level. So that's a little bit about how it got started.
And I'm glad you shared that because sometimes seeds are planted long ago. Seeds are planted a little bit more recently, but when you get a chance to have them come into fruition, this is what they can blossom into. Now,
Yes.
speaking of, walk through with people the office that you are running for. And before you dive into your platform, what does that office entail? Because some people honestly just don't know.
So I'm running for the Gwinnett County Superior Court judge. The judge who is currently in that seat is retiring. And so this is going to be an open seat, which is a great thing. The Superior Court judge, they handle criminal cases, felony criminal cases. And when we talk about felony, we're talking about those cases where the sentencing range starts with a year or more. They also have exclusive jurisdiction over family. So your divorces, your marriages, your adoptions, child support, they have jurisdiction over that. And then they also hear civil, those large amount civil dispute over land. Those are some of the cases that the Superior Court judge will handle. So that would be some of the duties I would have once I'm elected into this seat.
And I'm glad you shared that. And you're also showing alignment, not only with what the role of the office is, but again, bringing more than 20 years of experience with the same types of things that you would potentially see if you were elected judge. Now, of
Yeah.
course, any candidate has a platform. What would you say if there's an overlying theme regarding your platform, or what are, let's say, two components that you feel kind of help drive that particular engine?
So I tell people, because a lot of people don't know when it comes to judges, they always think of mayors and governors and presidents, where they say no more taxes and or no more whatever. So judges, we can't say that, and we can't prejudge a case. But what I can say is that number one, because it's dear to my heart, anyone that comes into my courtroom will always be treated with dignity and respect. I've heard people say, I don't go to court because I don't want to be yelled at. I don't want to be belittled. I don't want to be made small or fun of. So I don't go to court. We just handle it separately. No, I want people to feel comfortable. Now, I may not agree or rule in your favor, but I want you to at least leave there saying, she heard me. Okay, she heard me. So that's number one. Number two, I know that when you have cases that are lingering 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, the pressure that it is on you, the fact that you don't know if it's a divorce, you're stuck in this unhappy marriage, you can't move forward. If it is a land dispute with your neighbor, you're fighting and you're continuously fighting. If it's a criminal case, you have a bond or you're in custody waiting on your day of court. That's a lot of mental, physical, problems that you don't need to. The current judge has done an excellent job in pushing those cases and not letting them linger. And that's going to be my job. My job is to get them on the calendar and to make sure that they're heard and that they're resolved quickly. Still giving everyone an opportunity to fully, develop their cases and fully present their cases, but let's keep moving it forward. And I know you said two, but I want to give you one more. It's to follow the law and to follow the law without fear or favor. Um, you want a judge that's not going to make up law or go around the law because our jobs are to enforce the law. And that's what I'm going to do. But when I try cases and I tell my jury, we say you can't leave your common sense at the door. You have to take that common sense with you when you go to the jury room to decide a case. And I say that to say, I'm going to make sure I bring my compassion with me. I'm going to be firm and fair, but I'm also human and I also have years of experience. I've seen a lot and I'm going to be fair and firm, but compassionate as well. Now, compassionate doesn't mean soft. It means compassionate. And so that's one of the things that I want to do.
And it sounds like some of the things I'm pulling from are regards to, again, your job is to enforce, essentially properly interpret and apply the law. Another thing is looking at efficiency in regards to how can we move this process along, but maintaining the integrity it deserves with your research and getting information, but also setting a tone where, yes, we can agree to disagree. And yes, at least like you said before, your voice will be heard and considered, but balanced with everything
Yes.
taking place. And those are the things that I heard, and I hope that other people are hearing something similar. So before we get ready to wind down, of course, people always want to ask, how can people learn more? Could you please direct us to a website or any other platforms where people can still revisit the experience that you shared, the platform that you have, and things along those lines?
So I have a website and it is toolforjudge.com. So that's tool, T as in Tom, OOLEFOR, judge.com, toolforjudge.com. I'm also on Instagram, Ramona underscore tool 26 for 2026. I'm on Facebook and I'm actually on YouTube for Ramona Toole. On YouTube, I post a lot of things on YouTube as I'm going along the road of campaigning.
Wow. So we appreciate that. So that way people do have an idea of where to go to learn more, to find out more, not only about you, again, your professional background, the why behind why you're running, but also just getting general engagement with the larger political process. Before we go, as we said earlier, this is an election year. Is there a reminder that you'd like to provide to voters, especially as it comes to just being aware of where to go and things along those lines?
Yes, please, please, please go to my voter page. You can just go to Google, put in my voter page, Georgia. It's going to take you to the Secretary of State's website. In it, you put your first initial, you put in your last name, the county that you believe you're registered to vote, and your date of birth. And when you click enter, it will let you know whether or not you are a registered voter. There is still enough time for you to go and become a registered voter, but please check your status. Make sure you do that. That is very, very important because there was a time that we have seen in the news where they have purged people's names off the list. So check today. When you get through watching this video, check today to make sure you are still a registered voter in Georgia. And if you're not, then you need to go down. You can do it online. I suggest go to your county election board and you can register to vote. This is an important election. It's an important election because I'm on it. It's an important election because it's midterms. There's a lot of major decisions that's going to affect the world, the county, the city, your street. So make sure you're registered to vote so that you can participate in this very, very, very important season.
And I'm glad you shared that because some people may not know, like you said, whether or not they're even active or registered, or, well, I always go to such and such location. Well, that location may change. So I'm glad that you are sharing, hey, look, looking at the larger piece of the puzzle before you dive in, confirm your status and confirm
Yes.
where to go and things along those lines. Next
Yes.
piece, in the upcoming weeks during month of March, do you have any opportunities for engagement, whether it's meet and greet or things along those lines where people can interact and engage accordingly?
Yes. So we're asking people to come out to a meet and greet. It's going to be Thursday, March 12th, 2026, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Chateau 1870. Really nice facility out in Tequila, and it's 491 Harbins Drive. So if you miss it, just put Chateau 1870. Come on out. You get to talk to me one-on-one. It's going to be some light refreshment. So that's my way of tempting you to come on and see me, particularly after work. But come out and have a conversation with me. And then maybe you'll sign up. And you can sign up for volunteer opportunities on my website. We're planning on doing voter registration drives. We're planning on standing on the corner, sign waving. Obviously, we are currently in the process of canvassing, which is major, and I need as much help as I can get in this election.
Well, I tell you what, we definitely appreciate all the information that you shared. And before we conclude, if people don't remember anything about you sharing your expertise and professionalism for 20 plus years, with the why behind why you're running, the reminders of being a proactive part of the political process with checking your voter registration status and things of that nature. If people can't think or recall anything else that you shared, what's one takeaway that you'd like to live? I mean, not like to live. Well, that's it. Like to leave.
I am a real attorney for 22 years. I have been in the courtroom. I have handled all types of cases. I have experience, I have drive, I have love for the law, and I have passion. I ask people to remember me, Ramona Toole, and remember I am definitely the right tool for justice.
Well, I tell you what, we appreciate you taking time out of your day to day to talk with us. And ladies and gentlemen, as I always say, if this is your first time interacting, you know, with our guests, do not let it be the last time. You've provided reminders regarding not only the larger voting process, but other aspects, of what you are doing. So as a reminder, to learn more, you may visit acenortonccs.com, click on the menu for articles and coverage, and you'll find the article there. Creative Community Solutions LLC on Facebook and YouTube, where you'll be able to see the full conversation, as well as just breaking it up into smaller segments. Ace Norton CCS on Instagram and Twitter, and check out, we'll have this available on LinkedIn and Medium. We'd like to thank Ms. Toole again. Of course, to all of our readers, viewers, and then some, continue to take very good care, and we will look forward to seeing you real soon.
Yeah, and thank you. Thank you so much.